ooh, this should be an interesting video. Ugh, my lash. I have the hiccups. This video is something I've actually never done here on my channel. I got the idea of it probably in January. I knew I wanted to do something that revolved kind of like a year-end recap because it's December and we're starting to do recaps of everything. She mentioned, her name is Jo, so thank you Jo for the recommendation. She mentioned doing like my top 10 favorite products from Ipsy. So I thought it was really cool. I have quite a few of them. I don't know if I'll be able to narrow it down to 10, but I got the products that I had here. There's a couple of products in here that I don't have on hand, but I went through all of my Ipsy videos that I did for this past year, and I picked out the like best products that I've tried, hands down my favorite products that I actually would repurchase and that I really enjoyed. So that's what we're doing today. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Steph. I do unboxings, reviews, tutorials, all that good stuff here on my channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. So the very first product we'll talk about are some brushes. We'll start off with brushes because I did get a few brushes here throughout the year, but I wanted to speak about this brand particularly because they are a brand that I was unaware of, and I actually fell in love with quite a few of their brushes. And this is by the brand F.A.R.A.H, and we got a few different types of styles from their brand. We did receive some of their face brushes, some of their eye brushes, and a couple of them actually stood out to me. I'm missing one more that I cannot seem to find. The ones that I really fell in love with were these three right here. I just love how big and tapered their fluffy brushes are, and I love that as you use the brush more and more, it kind of like molds to your eye. I don't know if that makes sense, but it also like, it molds and then it kind of just like, you can get like the perfect blend with this brush. My favorite one of their line is this one here, which is their 35E tapered blending brush. I actually featured this brush right here in my recent video that I just did, which is like a beginner's tutorial. If you haven't seen that, make sure to head over and check it out after this video. I'll have it at the end of this video, but for those of you guys that have watched it already, I truly appreciate the love and like the amazing comments I've received from that video. You guys are amazing, so thank you. For face brush, we did get one, which I think was in the video. I remember saying I was so excited because I do own one already. Not very many because this brand's brushes do retail on the more higher, pricier end of the spectrum, but they were definitely worth the money. Here is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Brush, and this is their foundation brush. This is their number 6. So this is their number 6 brush. This brush reminds me a lot of the Sigma F80 brush, except that it's got a little bit more bounce to it. So I think it's like perfect for a more powder foundation. So if you wear powder foundations, I think this brush would be perfect for you. I actually really love this brush with my Bare Minerals powder foundation that I use. Whenever I use that, I always find myself kind of going towards this. This actually does really apply well also with foundations, but if I had to pick from the two, powder foundation is my favorite to use this with. Let's move into skincare. I feel like this year I've received a lot of these types of lip scrubs, and they're all great, don't get me wrong. I love a good lip scrub because as much as I wear liquid lipstick or as much as the weather changes around here in the Chicago area, it's always dry, so I always feel like my lips have to be moisturized. The one that I feel like really stuck out to me the most, and I continue to use it to this day, I actually have it in my daily makeup bag, is the HANALEI Sugar Lip Scrub. It's a very finely milled lip scrub, but it has a very good grasp to it. It came with a lot of product, which I was super impressed by. I just have been really enjoying it. I feel like after I use it, my lips don't feel very oily or sticky, but they also don't feel drying. Like they still leave a little bit of moisture to the lips. The next one I have is the PUR-LISSE Lotus Moisturizer. So I don't have it anymore, but we did get it sometime during the beginning of the year, I believe is what I remember. And that was one that you guys immediately told me I had to try out, and I did, and I fell in love with it. My husband and I both used it. I think we went through it rather quickly because it was just very hydrating, but not super hydrating. My husband has normal skin. I have oily combo skin, and I feel like between us, it was like that perfect amount. I did use it more in like the springtime, and then once summer rolled around, I did switch over to a more lighter weight moisturizer, but I felt like during that time frame, my skin felt moisturized. It wasn't like heavy or anything, and I actually saw a little bit of brightness in my skin, which is something something that I was really excited about. It was the first time that I had tried the PUR-LISSE line, and I would definitely repurchase it. I did just recently get this one, which is the PUR-LISSE Blue Lotus Brightening Serum, which looks like this. I don't know what box we got this in, but this is one that I'm definitely going to try out as well. It's supposed to brighten and even the skin tone to reduce dark spots, hydroquinone free, and it's supposed to be formulated for all skin types. It was a really great product. The next one is the Dr. Brandt Microdermabrasion. Y'all, that one is amazing if you guys like more of a physical exfoliator. Right now I'm using more chemical exfoliators, but for a physical exfoliator, that is hands down my favorite one. I've only purchased it one other time, and then every other time I've actually gotten it in my box, so that's been pretty amazing. But it's definitely one that I would definitely say is a great one to try out if you haven't. Another one that I really do love also that we have received in our bags before, it's very similar to it, but it's called the Vasanti one. I only have ever gotten a trial size in my regular Ipsy bags, but that little trial size again will last you a very, very long time. And again, it's just a really great exfoliator. I think the reason why I like it is because you don't need a lot. You can definitely see some results when you use it. And it's one of those products where you don't use it every day. You use it sparingly throughout the week. So I feel like it lasts a lot longer. Even though the price point on it is kind of steep, it's definitely one of those products where it's going to last you quite a bit before you have to go out and buy another one. Then we're just going to finish off with this one. I have not tried it yet, but I'm excited and I wanted to mention it in this box because, again, this is one of those products where I wouldn't have purchased it if it wasn't for the fact that I had received it in my box, and we got it here in our ultimate box. And this is proof on why I do enjoy subscription boxes. This is Pharmacy's Green Clean cleansing balms. I'm a huge fan of cleansing balms. I don't really care for makeup wipes unless I use them for swatching here, but otherwise than that, cleansing balms are really what I love. I have quite a few of them that I wanted to try. I was excited to get this product because I've never tried anything from Pharmacy, and again, I probably wouldn't have ever purchased this if it was me spending my own money on it. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I like these boxes, because it's kind of a perk to get to try something like this, and who knows, I might end up loving it. Try out 3 different foundations. I tried out the Tarte one, the Amazonian Tarte Clay one, and then we tried out the YENSA one and Hey Honey. And I actually featured these a few times in this month's or this year's summer monthly favorites and stuff. And these here are the Hey Honey and the YENSA foundations. They're called foundations, but they're BB and CC creams. I normally purchase the one by Ophir Cosmetics, but we got these in our bags and I decided to give them both a shot, and when they mixed together, they were amazing. They were the perfect shade for me. I feel like I got quite a few mascaras this year in my Ipsy bags, but the only one that I fell in love with, and it was definitely a 50-50 in the comments when we were talking about it, a lot of people either loved it or they hated it, and it was the Damn Girl mascara by Too Faced. If you like very fluffy, thick mascaras, I think you would love this. But if you like mascaras that are going to give you more of length and separation, I feel like you're going to hate this mascara because it's definitely not that. It gives you more thickness to your lashes, really gives them more of an oomph effect than anything. I have to go in first with the mascara that's going to extend and kind of push out my lashes a little bit more, and then I finish and top it off with this, and it just is amazing. I would definitely repurchase this. The only reason I have it is because I have 7 other ones. I talk myself out of it every time I'm at the store because I'm like, Steph, you have so many mascaras you've got to get rid of, hold up. But it's definitely one of those that I won my heart over really quickly. Then we move into Huda Beauty. I have a few Huda Beauty products to talk about, you guys. Huda Beauty, I think, was the big one this year. I couldn't believe we got Huda Beauty stuff in our boxes, and one of them being the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. Love that they had these available for your boxes, but also as an add-on as well. So if you wanted to get them, you could actually purchase this as an add-on at some points throughout the year, and it was $12, which is a steal for these palettes. I created a look using this, and I fell in love with the look that I created using this palette. But we also did get in our $10 bag, I was floored. In our $10 bag, I got my lip liner, and the one that I got is in Trophy Wife. And in that video, I mentioned to you guys, Trophy Wife is my favorite lip liner from Huda Beauty. I have all of her lip liners because I love her formula so much. Her formula is very similar to Kylie Cosmetics lip liner formula. They're just super creamy. They're matte, so they stay on the lips a really long time. They don't crumble if you put them underneath like a lipstick or underneath a liquid lipstick or underneath a gloss. They're just that kind of formula that stays and just stays really well. So the other brand that I was excited to get in our box this year was the Ophir Cosmetics line. We got a couple of things from Ophir Cosmetics. The first one, which was actually my 2018 favorites, and we got this in January, and it was the Ophir Cosmetics highlighter in Rodeo Drive, which I had raved about. I've talked about Ophir Cosmetics here on my channel before. I love their highlighters. Their highlighters definitely meant to like highlight, like definitely highlight. It's just one of my favorite ones. Rodeo Drive is my favorite one because it's got more of that gold to it. But another one, which I'm very excited about, especially to talk about it here, is the collaboration they did. So they did collaborations with different influencers, and one of them was with my girlfriend, Madison Miller, and some of her stuff was actually thrown into some of the Ipsy bags, and I loved her collection. It was incredible. It was beautiful. I've used it in quite a few videos. Her highlighters are amazing. Her blushes are by far like my favorite. Her blush Sweet Stuff is by far my favorite blush. It just is that perfect blush for me that I put it on. It's matte. It definitely looks like my cheeks have gotten a little bit of pinch, or when you go outside and it's cold, like it just looks so realistic. And this one here is Sweet Stuff. You guys know how much I love matte formulas because I have texture. Matte is the only thing that I really prefer when it comes to a blush, and I was just really proud of her, and I'm loving her line, so I was very excited about that. Last month we got a bunch of stuff from Gigi Gorgeous, and I got her body oil, and then I also got her blush, and I got her bronzer. And I wanted to talk about the bronzer because the bronzer is by far like one of my favorites that I've been playing around with here recently. I actually threw this in my daily bag, which the bag, of course, you guys, I still have my November bag. I love that bag so much. This bronzer is so beautiful on the skin, you guys. It's all matte, and it's got more of a cooler and a much warmer shade. It gives me such a nice bronzer. Like, it's not too warm, it's not too cool. It looks like my skin has been warmed up and just like the right shade, and I've really been enjoying it. I could definitely say that I would repurchase this bronzer in a heartbeat because I've just really been enjoying it. Of all the bronzers I tried this year from Ipsy, that is hands down my favorite. So that there's a year recap, some of the products that I received in my Ipsy bags that I fell in love with this year. I will say, when I was going through like my notes on writing everything, hands down, if you guys are looking to get Ipsy for yourself or for somebody else, my thought process is the Ipsy Glam Bag Plus, the $25 box, is where it's at. Try out the Glam Bag Plus. I think that is where it's at. Or if you want to give yourself a gift, get the Glam Bag Plus. I definitely think you would enjoy it. Appreciate your guys' love and support. Happy holidays, you guys, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.